Hi, my name is Ida May and welcome to Flow with me. Today we're going to take it back to the basics. If you have blocks with you, use them. You can use books instead as well, and if you don't have any, that's okay. You might want to use a strap, but again, you can be without, or if you have a towel at home, that might be quite handy. So let's get started. Just come into a child pose. So you let your knees fall open, and you drop your hips to your heels and you extend your arms forward. And as I said, we're taking it back to basics. So we're going to take it back to our breath. So let's take an inhale in through the nose. And exhale, sigh out through the mouth. Just letting go. 2 more of these big breaths. So inhale into the back of the body, into the belly. Feel your belly expanding in between of your thighs. And exhale, open the mouth, let it all out. Just let go of the day, let go of the eve. Wherever you've been, wherever you're going to go after. This is your time, so make it what you want to. Just do 1 more inhale in through the nose. Hold your breath in for 5. Hold your body full for 4. Hold it in for 3. 2, and exhale to sigh it all out. And then from now onwards is inhale in through the nose and exhale out through the nose. So every inhale is equally as long as the exhale. So we're going to bring balance into the body, we're going to bring balance into the mind, and we're balancing the nervous system out. To set the breath before you do anything, we guarantee that the breath is there and we connect it to it, and we can flow with an ease. We'll take 1 more breath in here. And let the next exhale take you all the way up into all 4s. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Then inhale takes you into the cow. So rotate the biceps forward, triceps back, and look up. With the exhale, curl and contract, round your spine, scoop the belly in, come into the cat, so activate the body, push the floor away. And then inhaling, opening the chest out, gazing up, lifting the heart up, coming in to the cow. Make sure that the elbows are nice and soft and the eye of the elbow is facing forward. Exhale, scoop the belly in, squeeze your glutes, push the floor away. You can imagine that you're pushing the heels of the hands away from the knees. So this pose becomes a little bit more active. Couple more. Inhale, drop the chest down, drop the belly down, soften through the elbows, look forward, look up. And with the exhale, curling and contracting, rounding the spine, pushing the floor away, coming into the cat. Let's do 1 more so you can really start connecting with the body. How do you feel today? Inhaling, lifting the chest up, gazing up, looking up. And with the exhale, curl and contract, round your spine, come into the cat. Good. Then from here, let's do 1 more. Bend your elbows, coming into the cow. Once you're in the cow, tuck the toes under and push your hips back and elevate the knees off the floor. And coming into a loaded beast. So you're going to get a little bit of an opening through the heart, through the chest. So your knees are bent. Look forward towards your hands. So in a loaded beast, as if you're ready to attack. Then drop your chin into the chest. You get that release through the neck. Extend your knees, squeeze your glutes, pull the stomach in. And ripple forward into high plank, spreading the fingers out wide. Push the floor away. Then bend your knees. Push your hips back. You start to warm up the spine. Look forward, then extend your knees. Look down to the navel. Ripple forward like a wave in the ocean using the breath. Breath is still free and flowing freely. Coming into a high plank. Look forward, bend your knees, push back. So you start to open the chest, open the heart, activating the legs, finding a little bit of power through the core. Look down to the navel, vertebra by vertebra. You're going to find that movement going forward and back. Last one, bend your knees, push back. With the exhale, extend your knees, ripple forward, all the way forward into high plank. And I want you to hold that high plank for 8. If it feels too much, you drop your knees down to the floor. hold it for 6, hold it for 5, hold it for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Everybody, let's drop the knees down to the floor. Chaturanga, press up. So squeeze your elbows into the waistline, bring your chest forward. Then lift your body back up to plank. Push the hips back towards the child pose. Find that stretch through the shoulders. Now look forward, snake forward, drop the forearms down to the floor. Bring your chest through the hands to come into a cobra. Untuck the toes. Elevate the knees off the floor. Lift the chest through the hands. Keep the back of the neck nice and long, so no crunching of the neck. Exhale, look down to the navel. Use your core to lift your hips up into the downward dog. Now pedal the feet out, right and left. So you're going to start finding a little bit of movement here, doing what feels good for your body. So I want you to do you when you flow with me here right now. So doing what feels good. Once you've had enough of pedals, you can shake the head, saying yes, saying no. Then start finding stillness in your downward dog. So in the same way that we did when we had the cats and cows, you spread the fingers out wide. So the weight is in between of the thumb and the index finger. I want you to keep rotating those biceps forward. Back should be straight. So push your sit bones back. Don't worry about straightening the knees. If the heels don't touch the floor, that is okay. Key thing is that the back is straight. Then open the sit bones out wide. Also, if you're super flexible, trying to bring your core in so you connect it to the power and the strength. So we find that balance that way and not relying on the flexibility only. If you can gently draw the heels down towards the floor. And if you can see your heels, you need to rotate your heels out slightly. So there's a little bit of space in between of your heels, and your feet are parallel, hip width distance apart. Trying to push the floor away from underneath you, so you avoiding the strain on the shoulders and the neck area. Just take one more breath in here. Exhale, sigh out through the mouth. Good, let's return back into the loaded beast. So bend your knees, lift the heels, bend your knees, push your hips back. Ripple forward into high plank, taking your time, moving through the body like you're moving through honey. Now when you're in a high plank, drop your heels to the right, bring the knees to the left, so you have a twist in the body. Then bend both knees and push your hips back. So you're going to find that stretch through the left side of the body. Really push the left hand down to the floor, stick the bum back, enjoy that opening on the side of the body. Then come to a side plank, extend your left knee, drop your right knee down to the floor, right underneath yourself. You might need to adjust your right hand so it's right underneath the right shoulder, and extend your left arm up and over. You're going to find that nice, beautiful line through the left side of the body. Keep creating length, so really extend the left elbow as well. Cartwheel your hands around. So as a rainbow, like a rainbow, you're going to lift your body up. Bring your left hand towards your left ankle and reach your right arm up. I'm all about creating space. When we create space in the body, we create space in mind, and then we create space in life. So keep reaching up and over with the right arm. Inhale, lift your arms up and over the head. Square your hips. So you're going to bring your hands down to the floor. Vashisthasana, side plank. Bring your right foot to meet the left. Come to the knife edge of the left foot. Lift your right arm up. If this feels too much, you can drop your left knee down to the floor. So it's a modified side plank. If you want a little bit more, lift your right foot up. Bend your right knee and shift it into a wild thing. Bring the right foot behind you and lifting the hips high, opening the heart out. So here in the wild thing, keep lifting the hips. And also keep pushing the left heel of the hand down and forward to take the weight off the shoulder. Wherever you are, look down to the left hand. Bring your right hand to meet the left to come into a high plank. Drop your knees down to the floor. Chaturanga press up. Elbows into the waistline. Exhale, lift it back up. Push your hips back, child pose. Then snake forward in towards the upward dog. And with the exhale, take a downward dog. From here, bend your knees to come back into the loaded beast. So again, bring your chest towards your thighs. You get that beautiful opening through the chest, through the heart. With the exhale, look down to the navel, extend your knees and ripple forward, all the way forward into high plank, so that the head is coming up last. Then bring your heels to the left, knees to the right, push your hips back. So you're going to push your hips all the way down towards your heels. So really finding that opening through the right side of the body. Just taking one more breath in here. And coming into a side plank, so extend your right leg, drop your left knee underneath yourself. Adjust your left hand and bring your right arm up and over. So you're going to find that length through the right side of the body. Keep reaching your right fingers towards the front of the mat. And you're making that nice, beautiful straight line from your right heel through the right hip, right side of the body to the right fingers. Inhale, lift your body up. Bring your right hand to the right ankle and reach your left arm up and over. So you're going to find that stretch to the left side of the body, really creating space through the left side of the body here. Just taking one more inhale in here. With the exhale, cartwheel your hands back down to the floor. Square your hips. Bring your left foot on the top of the right to come into Vashisthasana, into your side plank. Lift your left arm up. Option to bring your right knee down to the floor to come into a modified side plank. If you want more, lift your left foot off the floor, bend your left knee and shift yourself into a wild thing, bringing the left foot behind you and lifting your hips up to get a little bit more opening through the heart. Keep breathing into it. Just taking one more breath in here. With the exhale, look down to the right hand, bring your left foot to meet the right, to come into high plank. Let's do one more vinyasa through here. So drop your knees down to the floor. Squeeze your elbows towards your waistline. Bring your chest forward. Less is more. This might be enough. Maybe you can go further. Exhale, lift it back up. Push your hips back into the child pose. Snake forward into the upward dog. Lift the kneecaps off the floor. Really trying to push your chest through the arms. So keep moving forward. Exhale. Taking a downward dog. 3 breaths. Inhaling through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. Just let go. Soften. Inhaling through the nose. Now flutter the lips out. And one more breath in through the nose. And exhale. Stick the tongue out into your lion breath. Nice, soften the knees, look down to your hands and step both feet in between of your hands. So you're going to come into the front of the mat. Keep your feet hip-width distance apart. Let's hold on at the elbows. So you're coming into a ragdoll position. Let your head be heavy. Head is one of the heaviest parts of the body, so let the gravity do the work. This is really, really amazing stretch for the hamstrings. It's a nice release on the lower back. You can even swing your hips side to side. If you're running a lot, this is great. Keep your knees soft, body weight on the toes. Take one more breath in here. And with the exhale, release your hands down to the floor. Vertebra by vertebra, just roll your spine up, all the way up to standing. Once you're up standing, just roll the shoulders around. Inhale, lifting the arms up and over the head. Take a hold of the left wrist with your right hand. Soften through the knees, half moon variation. Reach over to the right, bending the knees, bring the body weight onto your left foot, creating that space through the left side of the body. Inhale, come through the center, take a hold of the right wrist with your left hand, reach up, create length, and bend over to the left. Soften the knees, bring the body weight onto your right. Then take your body back through the center, release your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers behind the back, bend your knees, lift the chest up, and lead with your heart, fold forward, let go. Release your hands down to the floor. Inhale, look forward, come to flat back. And now it might be handy to use those blocks, especially if you have tightness in the hamstrings. So I'm just going to demonstrate everything with the blocks, even though you don't necessarily need it. So you inhale there in the flat back, you pushing the sit bones back, pulling the shoulder blades down. With the exhale, fold forward and step your right foot back. Drop your right knee down to the floor. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Undulate asana, reaching the arms up. Bring your right hip forward, left hip back. Open the heart out, keep lifting the heart up. Maybe cross your thumbs. And let's actually cross all the fingers so that the index fingers are pointing up to the ceiling. Bring your forearms behind your ears and lift the heart up. With the exhale, place your hands onto the floor or onto the blocks. Extend your front leg out and flex your left foot. Bring your right hip back, left hip back, right hip forward. Bring your chest forward. You can do this without the blocks. So if you have the flexibility, you make the blocks lower, or you even place the hands on the floor. Key thing is that the back is nice and straight. So no rounding of the back, you're leading with your heart. Then slowly from there, shift your body weight forward, bending the left knee. Shift the block right underneath the right shoulder. Lift your right knee off the floor. Easy twist, lift your left arm up. Extend the back of the left knee. Again, you can be on the floor, so the right hand can be on the floor. Choice is yours. Do what feels good for you. Keep spiraling the spine. Twist from the waistline, creating length into the body. With the exhale, look down to the floor. Bring your left hand onto the block or onto the floor. Lift your hips up. Bring the left foot to meet the right to come into the downward dog. Sometimes it might feel nicer to have the blocks, especially if you have tight hamstrings, to do the downward dog on the blocks. Inhale, coming into high plank. Again, you can use those blocks or you can be on the floor. Choice is yours. Exhale, low plank. Bend the elbows. So a little tricep dip. If it's too much, you drop the knees down to the floor. Then lift your body back up, high plank. Everybody drop your knees down to the floor. So do the variation that works for you today. Push your hips back in towards the child pose. Just demonstrating this vinyasa with my blocks. Snake forward through upward dog. Squeeze the elbows into the waistline. Lift the chest through the arms. Lift the kneecaps off the floor. Exhale, taking a downward dog. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale out through the nose. Now inhale, soften the knees, look down to your hands. Lift the heels off the floor, bend your knees, then step your right foot in between of your hands. Drop your left knee onto the floor. So if you have blocks, it's easier to do that step. Lift your arms up. Do the non-dominant cross this time, so bring the other thumb over. Index fingers pointing up like a James Bond. Bring your left hip forward, right hip back. Lift your heart up, press your forearms behind your ears. Keep breathing into it. Open the hips out. Few more breaths. Keep lifting, elevating the lower abdominals up. With the exhale, release your hands. Place your hands onto the floor or hands onto the block. Extend the front leg out. Bring your right hip back, left hip forward. Flex your right toes. Lead with the heart. So many times in life, or so many times, all the time in life, we need to use our brains a lot, thinking, doing all that. But how about you just connect back into your heart? And even with this flow, I want you to lead with the heart. So bring the chest forward. Take a couple of breaths here. It's really amazing stretch on your hamstrings. With the exhale, bend your right knee. Place your left hand underneath the left shoulder, or you can use the block. Lift your left knee off the floor. So your left leg is nice and straight. Extend your right arm up to the ceiling to come into an easy twist and look up. If you close your right eye, see if you can still see your left fingers, or your right fingers. So do a little wink. So close the right eye. Can you still see your right fingers with your left eye? Take one more breath in here. With the exhale, circle the right arm down next to your right foot. Bring your right foot to meet the left to come into your downward dog. Inhale takes you into high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, drop the knees down, push the hips back, child pose. Inhale, upward dog, snake through the arms. Exhale, take a downward dog. One breath, one move, that's your flow. Now inhale, soften the knees, look down to your hands, step both feet in between of your hands to come to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, look forward. And lift your body all the way up. Bring your arms up and over the head. Reach up, create that space in between of the ribs and the hips. Exhale, take your hands into the heart center. Let's move a little bit further. Inhale, lifting the arms up and over the head. Reach up, lift up, gaze up. Exhale, fold over, let go. Inhale, look forward, come to flat back. Exhale, hands on the floor, hands on the block. Step your feet back to high plank. Vinyasa. Option, drop the knees on the floor. Chaturanga, press up. Elbows to the waistline. Lift it back up. High plank. Drop the knees down to the floor. Push the hips back. Visit the child pose. Snake forward into the upward dog. Exhale. Take a downward dog. Nice. From here, bring your feet together at the back. Let's lift the right leg up to the ceiling. Open the right hip out. So you're going to get, maybe let's bend the right knee as well. So you get a little bit of an opening through the hips. Trying to square your shoulders. So your right hip stays down. You can micro bend the left knee. Trying to bring your right toes towards your left shoulder. From here, bring your right knee into your nose. Tiger curl it in. Bring your body weight forward. Tiger curl it in. Can you tap your knee onto your forehead? Then look down in between of your hands. Flex your right foot and step your right foot into that space right in between of your hands. So we're in a low lunge position. Again, you don't need to use the blocks. I'm just demonstrating everything with the blocks. Inhale, high lunge. Sweep both arms up. Soften through the left knee. Curl the tailbone under, lift both arms up. Relax your shoulders. Rotate the biceps back, triceps forward, gaze up. Exhale, warrior two. Bring your left heel down. Drop the left arm down and back. Let that sweep your left hip open. Bring your right arm forward, left arm back. Look over the right shoulder. Bend your right knee so much so that you have a 90-degree angle on your front of your thigh. Keep pushing the right knee out to the right so you activate your glutes. Your hips are open. Really important is to keep those back toes pointing forward as well. And then create that space in between of the shoulders. Create space in between of your middle finger, the tip of the middle fingers. Then flip your right palm up and over. Now reach forward with the right fingers. Feel that space that you've just created through the right side of the body. Keep the space. Reach back. Reverse the warrior. Place your left hand onto your left thigh or your calf or wherever it reaches, so that's supporting your back. Keep creating that space. If you have any binds or anything in your practice, if you want to do that, always do that. If you know more, go for it. Exhale, cartwheel your hands into your heart center. Square your hips. Drop your left knee down to the floor. From here, so elbows are nice and open. Left elbow over the right knee. Twist and rotate your body to the right. Pressing the hands on the top of one another. So I'm quickly going to show you it on this side. So you're pressing the hands on the top of one another. If you heard I had a little click on the back, it feels amazing. So here, hands on the top of one another. Make sure there's space in between of the left ribs and the right. So you're not just hunching down here. We want to create that space. So really trying to lift those ribs up. If you want to make it harder, you're going to lift the left knee off the floor. You're going to find the balance from there. If you have binds or anything else in your practice and you want to take yourself there, do that. Keep extending the back of the left knee out if it's straight. And then look up. Look over the right shoulder. Keep spiraling the left ribs into the same line with the right. Take one more breath in here. Exhale. Press the right hand into the left to twist further. And then change. Place both hands onto the floor or onto the blocks. Bring your right foot to meet the left. Coming into the downward dog. Good, then let's bring the feet together at the back and do exactly the same thing on the other side. So lift your left leg up to the ceiling, bend your left knee and open the left hip out. Soften, micro bend the right knee. Make sure that the left shoulder is pointing down. Trying to bring the left toes towards your right shoulder. Exhale, tiger curl your left knee into your nose. Curl and contract. Bring the body weight forward, bring your shoulders over the wrists. Look down in between of your hands, see the space, flex your left foot and step your foot into that space. High lunge, elevate the arms up, soften through the right knee, curl the tailbone under. Lift your heart up and gaze towards the direction of the heart. So no crunching of the neck, always look towards the direction of your heart. Take one more breath in here. With the exhale, bring your right heel down. Drop the right arm forward, down and to the back to come into warrior two. Now bend your left knee more, or you can go deeper. Keep opening the hips. Keep pushing the left knee out to the left so you activate the glutes. Keep opening the shoulders. Create space in between of the shoulders. Activate your arms. It's a very, very strong pose. Now look over the left third middle finger. So they say this is the master posture of them all. Works through the cardiovascular system and also brings that strength into your legs. Keep squeezing the heels towards one another so your legs are active. Take one more inhale in here. Exhale out, sink in deeper. Now flip your left palm up and over. Reach forward, create that space through the left side of the body now, and then reach back. Keep your legs where they are. Create that space and look up. Make sure that the left elbow is straightened, so keep stretching back. Few more breaths in here, using that right hand to support your back. Keep looking up, keep lifting up. With the exhale, cartwheel your hands into the heart center. Bring your right hip forward, lift your right heel off the floor. Drop your right knee down to the floor. Shorten the stance if you need to. So you're coming into the twist. So get about a 90-degree angle on your legs, hands in the heart center. Now bring your right elbow over the left thigh. Press your left hand into the right to come into the twist. Good. And again, remember that space that I was talking about on the other side. So there's that space. Your wrists, elbows are in same line. And then the last thing is that you can look over the left shoulder. If you want it more, shift the body weight slightly further forward so you can elevate the right knee off the floor and really trying to extend it. Good. And if you have a bind, you can take yourself into the bind. Squeeze your inner thighs towards one another so you got the balance. Taking one more breath in here, really twisting, squeezing the toxics out from the body. Then look down to the floor. Release your hands down onto the floor or onto the blocks. Bring your left foot to meet the right. Downward dog. Let's reset it with our final vinyasa. Inhale, high plank. Option to drop the knees down to the floor for your low plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, drop the knees, push the hips back. Take a child pose. Snake forward into the upward dog. Push the chest through the arms. Lift the kneecaps off the floor. Exhale, look down to the navel. Take a downward dog. 3 breaths. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhale in through the nose. Flutter the lips so we soften the face as well. One more breath in, my favorite, lion breath. So inhale in through the nose, whatever's remaining, stick your tongue out into your lion breath. Drop the knees down to the floor. Drop your hips to the heels and take a child pose. You can keep your hands forward, or you can take your arms by the side of the hips if that feels better for you. Drop the forehead down to the floor. And again, take a little moment there just to ease in. How do you feel now? Does your body feel different compared to when we started? Just taking one more breath in here. Exhale, let go. Then roll your spine up to a seated position. Good. Drop your hips either side of the body, swing the feet forward. Janushrivasana. Let's do it now. Let's do a Paschimottanasana. So extend both feet forward. Use your hands to shift the hips back. If you have tight hamstrings, use the block again. So you can sit on the block. So the forward fold is going to be a little bit easier. If you have straps, You can use the straps as well. So let's inhale, lifting the arms up and over the head. And with the exhale, fold forward. If you're like, okay, this is it, you can use a strap. Place the strap on the balls of the feet. Hold onto the straps with both hands. Pull the elbows in, and again, the same thing. Lead with your heart. I don't care if your forehead touches the knees. It doesn't matter. We want to get that stretch into the back of the hamstrings. If you feel it on your knees, soften through the knees a little bit and keep leaning forward with the heart, with the chest. Or you can double the straps, go a little bit deeper. If you're more flexible and you don't need blocks or anything, you can take your peace fingers, take a hold of the big toes, and pull yourself down. You can interlace the fingers on the balls of the feet. Or if you want more, yes, and you got blocks, place the block on the balls of your feet, interlace the fingers here, and still trying to lead with your heart. 2 more breaths. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, go deeper. 1 more inhale in here. Exhale, go further. Slowly, slowly change. Roll your spine up, shift the block away. If it's underneath your bum, bring your left knee to the chest. Place your left foot over the right, coming into a seated twist. If you want more, bend, shift onto your right hip and bend your right knee as well. Place your left hand behind your back. Lift your right arm up to the ceiling. Bring your right elbow over the left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Use the left hand to straighten the spine. And exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, you lengthen, grow taller. And exhale, twist more. You can even take a hold of the right knee if that feels good and is there for you. Or if you have a bind, go ahead and bind. 1 more inhale in here. Exhale, twist. Slowly change, reverse it, place both hands onto the right side. Do a little counterbalancing twist just to reset. Same thing onto the other side. So from here, bend your right knee, place the right foot over the left knee. You can stay here, that's fine. If you want it more, shift the body weight onto the left foot and bend your left knee. Place your right hand behind your back. Both hips on the floor, lift your left arm up to the ceiling. Left elbow goes over the right knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, you twist. Inhale, grow taller. Keep the spine nice and straight. Exhale, twist further. 1 more inhale in here. Create space in between each and every vertebrae so you can twist a little bit further. Change. Slowly place both hands onto the left side. Little counterbalancing twist here. Then bring both feet forward, shuffle to the front of the mat. If you have blocks, keep 1 block close to your hips. Then roll your spine down to it nice and slow so you get a little bit of core work here to finish it off. Once the whole spine is on the floor, drag the heels towards your hips, roll your hips up into the bridge. If you want to make a restorative version, I love it. You can use the block. Lift your hips up, lift your heels off the floor. Slide the block right underneath your hips into that bony bit. Then you can drop your heels down. The knees can be slightly more open. Palms facing up. Close your eyes. Give you a super nice release on the lower back. If you don't have the block, you can just be in the bridge and interlacing the fingers underneath yourself, or you can even make a little bowl with your hands so the heels of the hands are towards one another, and you can rest your hips on the heels of the hands so you kind of get a restorative way to release here this way as well. Just take a couple more breaths here. Then slowly from there, squeeze your glutes. Shift the block away from underneath yourself. Release your hands. Soften the chest. Bring the upper back, middle back, and the lower spine down to the floor. Once your hips touch the floor, let your knees fall to the right and left, right and left. Just to find a little bit of a release. Good, then hug your knees into the chest to give yourself a good squeeze. Finding that compression in the hips. Then release. Final pose is a little fish pose. So place the hands underneath your hips, palms facing down. Extend your feet forward. We're just going to open the heart out to finish it off. So extend your feet forward. From here, lift your heart up. So you're going to bring the crown of the head onto the floor. Forearms stay on the floor. Lift the heart up high. Just take a couple more breaths. You can even close your eyes. We're going to finish with my favorite breath. It's the lion breath. So take a deep inhale in through the nose. Exhale, stick the tongue out, lion breath. Bring your chin into the chest. And slowly lower yourself down into the final Savasana. Let your feet fall open. So bring your feet towards the outsides of the mat. Turn the palms up towards the ceiling. A little bit of a space in between of your arms and your body. Again, it's all about that space. Just start softening, start relaxing and releasing. This is the best part of the whole practice, as this is where the practice sinks in deeper. You can spend here 5-10 minutes, whatever time you have. Whatever time you have. You can press pause on the video. Letting that practice sink in. Letting every single cell in the body refreshen. And feel how that tingling feeling starts to go over the whole body. And when you start feeling ready, you start moving the fingers, moving the toes, and then you bring your arms up and over the head and have a long stretch like you stretch in the morning. Then hug your knees into your chest. Let your knees fall to the right, take your left hand and find your way back up to a seated position. Just keep your eyes still closed, so we're going to seal the practice all together. So take your hands into the heart center, feel both bones on the floor, lengthening through the back of the body, opening through the front of the body and opening through the heart. Let's take a deep inhale in through the nose. And exhale, one cooling breath out through the mouth. Thanks so much for joining me with this practice. As always, from my heart to yours. Namaste.